After intercepting correspondence about a rumored treasure, the Institute of the Beloved Saber has sent a party of 8 adventurers north to recover the prize. A magical orb of great potential, or grave danger in the wrong hands. But they are not the only ones seeking to find it. The Arcane Brotherhood also travels to Icewind Dale to find the orb and bring it home. The journey beyond the spine of the world is long and arduous. A blizzard sidelines the adventurers, forcing them to find refuge as they lose all sense of direction. Upon finding a cave, they set up camp in hopes that the blizzard will subside overnight. They are exhausted and weak from the cold. During the night, with the watch caught unaware, a pair of enormous beasts finds the party. The creatures attack, tearing them limb from limb, drenching the snow with their blood. With his dying breath, the cleric calls out to his deity, pleading for their souls to be spared. And, as if in response, a group of hunters come upon the cave and hear the onslaught occurring. The hunters swiftly attack the creatures, killing both of them, rescuing 2 members of the party from certain death. Cuthbert Tallowfist, the halfling, and Maxwell Claremont Hogarth, the artificer, cling to life, although barely. The survivors are brought by the hunters to the nearest town, Bremen. During their many days of rest and recovery, Cuthbert and Maxwell hear a cacophony of voices. Muddled memories weave in and out of their thoughts. The cleric's deity had indeed granted his request, preserving the souls of the party within the bodies of the 2 survivors. And they continue their quest in the harsh land of Icewind Dale. 2 bodies, each with several souls.
All right. Here we are, Dynamic Duo. We are back, y'all. I'm going to go right to left this time, because last time I realized I always went left to right. So we got Rob in the middle there. And we got Tom on the left, and I'm Joel, the Dungeon Master for Dynamic Duo. But we are here, we are playing Icewind Dale. And Dynamic Duo, if you watch the intro there, Tom and Rob will be rolling to see which character they wake up as. And that will happen near the beginning of the session today. So we will find out which characters are going to be playing tonight. Last we left off, you were in the town of Bryn Shander. And you had recovered a shipment of iron ingots from some goblins that had taken them. And you ended up back in the town. You went to sleep. It was the night of the full moon, and you knew that there would be some sort of sacrifice that evening. But you both, Voidu and Malcolm, wanted to avoid that. Let us pick up where we left off. Malcolm and Voidu went to sleep in the tavern called the North Look in Bryn Shander. You wake up and it is, of course, just as always, a cold morning. Very brisk air and not overly pleasant. You wake up, you're in your room. Let's roll those d4s and find out who you are.
I feel very groggy, very strange. I am the original Cuthbert Cuddy Tallowfist. I'm alive! And I have my own body. Thank the gods.
And I awake and find out I kind of like, this still isn't my body, but at least I'm still here. Cuddy, that's you?
The flesh.
It's me, Malcolm.
Malcolm.
Yeah,
Double duty, pal. And I
Malcolm
would
is
know that, I
back.
suppose. Well, I'm gonna find my old clothes if you don't mind.
hey, these mine are at the top of the pile. That's not too
But
bad.
you were in this yesterday. Can you fill me in on what happened?
Well, some stuff happened and we traveled. You'll when were you last around?
Oh, I can remember just vague images in and out, fading in and out. Moments where I was seemed to be awake but couldn't move my body. Other moments where it was as though someone else was controlling me. But now
Oh,
I'm here, and I'm so grateful. I remember those creatures. I don't scare easy, you know me, but I was scared then. See that our wounds have
yeah.
healed. They were quite ferocious. I'm very grateful for that, but well, I don't even know why we were up here in the first place, to be frank.
Well, I know what happened yesterday. The days before that, we just had left notes, so we had left this note last night. Voidu and I. She's a real
Boy,
piece of
do
work.
she's a
Anyways,
lot of fun.
yeah.
You get by that emotional armor she wears, you know. But yeah, she takes herself pretty seriously too. No,
Say that again.
she takes herself pretty seriously too.
Anyways, so we've
Hey,
seriously
I'm
had
just having a little fun with you.
a couple pints in me, and I'm always
Yeah.
good to go.
So it says by the note here that we retrieved some ingots.
Yep.
Had a bit of a dust up with some goblins,
Yep.
and gained the eternal friendship of a group of dwarf mercenaries.
Yeah, pretty much. The Iron Blades. No, Black Iron Blade. No, that's who we brought it back to. I was here yesterday. I'm even having trouble
Well,
remembering.
you know, even if you
But
had your own body, I don't know if you were the sharpest tool.
what are you saying?
I'm just messing.
You know that my weapons are always sharp.
Absolutely,
Never let
you're
my weapons
absolutely
get
right.
dull. What do
That's
you say?
yeah, not one to jump around like that. So,
My sword, my axe, my javelins are always kept sharp. What do
so what's
you?
this about Duggan's hole?
So we found out that there's some sort of wolf problem going on there. So we thought that we should probably go up that way. We had got a map too. I don't know if you've seen the map. Here it is. I lay out the map that we got from Dr. Chauncey.
Huh.
So this Duggan's hole is over here. We're gonna have to go down, it looks like, to some crossroads, go south, go through Goodmead, and then go through Dougan's hole. Dougan's hole, Duggan's hole, Doug's hole. I don't know.
All right, I think we can handle that. I'm quite anxious to get moving. I'm feeling restless.
Trust me. It's nice just to wake up and be warm. Yesterday, when we woke up, the place we were in there, Brennan, they do without heat for a day. No, Targus. Yeah, Brennan. Brennan, that's where we woke up. So the only thing is, somebody around here is now dead because they sacrificed somebody to this winter god. I don't know. Can you believe this place?
It's outrageous.
Totally. It's truly outrageous. Truly, truly, truly outrageous.
Well, I don't really have too many contacts in this neck of the woods. Normally, I know some people who know some people who who keep the law at a distance, if you know what I mean. But I'm out of my element here. I've never been this far north.
Well, let's go down into the tavern and maybe ask Scram Sanks. Scram
I don't know
Scrams.
what you're saying.
Scram Sacks.
I'll follow you, Tiger.
I don't know what I'm
Let's
saying
get
either.
rolling.
Anyways, let's go.
So we gear up in our preferred garments. Cuddy Allowfist quite enjoys his rapier and dagger combo. He has a light crossbow on his back as well.
Okay, and Malcolm, I can't remember what he was equipped with last time. A javelin.
All the same stuff.
Okay.
Yep, he has a couple of javelins, couple of hand axes on his side, and a great sword slung across his back.
Okay. Yes, and we are trying to work on a sponsorship from Viva Puffs.
Oh, these guys?
Yeah,
these are a great marshmallow treat.
Yeah, and so
always a great D&D snack.
They kind of blew us off in an email, but maybe, we just need to persist a little bit.
I think, I don't know. I think I got my foot in the door. I'll keep at him.
Okay, let's hope. Viva Puffs, come on, let's write up something. Huh? Okay, so you come down the stairs of the inn, and it's a fairly busy inn. If you recall last night, going to bed, the inn was, there was a lot of rambunctious folks in the tavern area having quarrels and playing games or whatever kind of thing. There's even this morning you come across there's one or two people with their head down on the table, and Scram Sacks is at the bar cleaning out some mugs, etc. Hey, adventures. All good now.
Hey, Scram. What
Scram
if
Sacks.
people call you? Scram?
Scram
Sacks?
Sacks.
Scram?
Yeah, that's what I'm known as.
Scram
and,
Sacks.
You gonna...
Old Scrammy?
I prefer Scram Sacks.
I understand. I'll honor your wishes to be called that.
Hey, Scrammy. Have any eggs and oatmeal back
I
there?
kind of looked at Cuddy, just like he just said he likes to be called Scram Sacks.
Broadening
Well,
his
call him Scram
horizons.
Sacks.
Mm-hmm. Before we talk anything here, you gonna settle the bill for staying overnight here?
Oh, I didn't.
Oh, yeah.
I just got here this morning. Oh.
He looks
The big
very
guy will pay.
confused.
I'm gonna kind of.
He kind of ignores Cuthbert and he focuses on Malcolm because Malcolm seems to be a little more straightforward.
Yeah, we'll pay up. A couple bowls of some morning gruel or pottage or something
Eggs, we
like
need
that.
protein.
A couple of mugs of ale.
Okay.
Well, morning ale.
Not much
Yeah,
ale left. I'm afraid I'd have to charge you a little extra.
It's going to be fun hanging with you today, Malcolm. You don't care what it costs, right? You made a bunch of money yesterday, right, guy?
Well, that, yeah.
Yeah.
I guess we did.
Set us up.
Did we make money? Was I keeping track of the
No, I kept track of
money
that.
in between
Kept
characters?
track of that in the other character sheet.
I should probably keep
We
it in
got
our
gems,
journals or something
actually.
like that.
Yes,
Oh.
you got gems from those dwarves.
All right. So you have the gems jotted down somewhere? Okay. I got a couple of coins. We can pay. And we can pay for morning ale. I'm so sure that it's worth the extra money that you're gonna charge me.
All right, for the two of you, does the halfling need a full pint, or is the half
Look at him. Of
glass?
course he needs a full pint. He just woke up in his own body for the first time in a couple of days.
I kind of resent the conclusion that you're jumping to. Quite frankly.
Don't worry.
All
I'll
right.
finish anything he leaves behind. 2 pints, 2 bowls of pottage on last night's bill. What's it all gonna run?
1 gold.
Oh, whoa! This better
I
be
know.
premium brew. That's all I can.
this
Scram
is-
Sacks, do you want to join us?
This is honey mead from Good Mead, but there isn't much
right,
left.
all right.
So
All right.
charge a
Okay.
premium.
Yes, supply and
I'll-
demand, hey?
I'll pay a gold. That removes our bill and takes off our things. Now, Scramsax, can you tell us anything about this place, Dougan's Hole?
What, do you want your ale and breakfast, or do you want to chat?
Well, I want both. Like, hey, how about you bring me this stuff? We'll sit down, get a place by the fire. I kick a kind of drunk away from his out of his chair, kind of take it over, right? And it's like something close to the fire to warm up a little bit.
Okay. I'll get you breakfast. Okay, so you go and sit down by the hearth, and you notice that above the hearth is a knucklehead trout on a plaque hanging above the hearth. And underneath is an engraved inscription name, Old Bitey.
Imagine that trout's old Bitey herself.
You stick your hand in there. Stick your hand in the mouth. I think that's something that they do here. I saw it last night.
If
After a
I climb
couple
up
of
on your
drinks?
shoulders, I could
Well, yeah, I'll lift you up.
No.
And get you a stool or something. I don't know.
never. Don't pick me up.
I'm gonna pick 'em up.
Sit down. It's
Put your hand in. Put your hand in. Do it. I saw them doing it last night. It must be a thing that they do here. Come on, put it in. Put your hand in. Do it.
I am
Come
a
on.
little curious now.
I know. Okay, I just go behind him.
My whole hand in there.
I just underneath his armpits, and I just put him right up there, right to old Bitey.
All right, and I gently, with my skillful sleight of hand, slither my hand inside the maw of the.
As your hand approaches the mouth of Old Bitey, it starts to sing. There's a place I like to go, farther up the rivers flow. Where it is I do not know, it must be under all that snow. And then it ends with the mouth open.
You want another song, huh? You want another one? Come on, Cuddy. Come on.
I move my hand in again.
You put your hand in, and it's, obviously it's been there for quite some time. So it's not like wet or anything inside. But you do feel something hard inside. At that moment, it's fairly small, about this big. At that moment, with your hand inside the mouth of Old Bitey, I mean, you are a halfling,
So I am.
so you're able to get in there pretty far. Scramsax walks out of the kitchen with your breakfast. Whoa, what are you doing there? What's going on?
Sorry, we
your
saw it
hand-
yesterday.
Your
Thought it'd be
hand
fun.
is in Old Bitey, and you feel there's something inside. What do you
I
do?
try to pry loose whatever is inside Old Bitey.
It definitely comes out quite easily.
Hey,
And
I clasp it.
as your hand emerges, there is a ring there. And Scramsax kind of quickly puts the food and the ale down. It even kind of knocks itself over a little bit. Oatmeal kind of flows out of the bowl, etc., and a little bit splashed onto the table. What you got there? Says Scramsax.
Oh no, I was sticking my hand in here because my ring bounced inside this thing. Crazy. I'm glad I was able to get it back.
I don't
Hey, you
think
spilled
so.
some of our porridge. Are we gonna have to pay full for that?
Let me see
I
that.
tucked the ring in my pocket.
And he's quite an imposing character. He stands up to Cuthbert. Let me see the ring.
Oh, what are you talking about? What ring?
Go ahead and roll. What would this be? Deception, I guess. Is kind of what you're attempting to do.
Okay. I rolled a 25.
No way!
I did. +6.
Last session, I don't think you had to roll under 20.
All right, you know what? In good faith,
No,
I'll show you the
25.
ring.
That's good.
I mean, what ring? If I look, it's nothing. I even threw it in my bag. It's mixed up. It's a bag of holding. I got more stuff in there than, a giant would have in his satchel. Believe me. We just want to eat our meal in peace.
I think you can. Sounds like you can afford more than 1 gold to stay here. Then
We're not
perhaps.
paying for the gruel on the floor, my friend.
Next time we're through, we'll pay double.
There won't be next time unless you pay now. I'll take.
It's kind of get.
I'll take 9 more gold.
You won't.
Oh, gee, mister.
That's crazy. If we're gonna pay 9 more gold, we need a lot more food and maybe a bit of information.
Look, give me the ring or pay the 9 gold. Go eat somewhere else if you don't wanna.
You say, Malcolm, hit the road?
I can go on an empty stomach. Plenty of days.
This isn't the only place you can get a
with,
warm meal in
with
this
nothing.
town, I don't think.
Maybe
By the way,
not one that's
Scramsack.
good.
As I'm leaving, though, I grab the beer and down it.
And as you're walking out the door, you hear the fuck of a dagger kind of in the door jamb beside your head as it whistles through the room and just chunk into the door jamb.
Oh.
And he yells, "Don't come back!"
Oh. Oh, that's exciting.
You exit the North Look Inn, and you are there in kind of the city square area. There is quite a hubbub going around. You see quite a crowd has gathered, all with their backs to you. They're looking at something in particular, and there's people that are, have their hoods over their eyes, and there's children that are scared, and parents telling their children to go, etc.
We ask the nearest person to us, what's going on?
And this woman She turns around and says, another murder.
A murder?
It's likely that scram
Or
sacks.
Scrap
is,
sacks.
is this the sacrifice that you've been doing?
Well, no, the sacrifice, I'll keep it quiet. Sacrifice didn't happen last night. Person got away. But here they are. They're dead. Left here in the square where the sacrifice would have happened anyway. But yeah, this is the third one in the towns in the last couple months.
We try to get a little closer to the body. My curiosity is piqued.
Okay. So Cuthbert kind of worms his way through the crowd.
Cuddy, please. Cuddy.
Well, I feel as a DM we should be on a formal basis.
Just trying to get an advantage.
Right. So Cuthbert, he winds his way through the crowd, and you do get to the body. Do you stand 5-10 feet back, or
I try to get as close as possible to inspect the body.
Okay,
cause of
so
death,
go ahead
that
and
sort of
roll medicine. See if you can determine anything
Now,
about...
medicine isn't one of my strong suits per se. 6.
6. This is a dead body.
As I suspected, not alive. I say wisely.
He turns around. Aha! This person is not alive.
I suspected the moment I saw it not moving. Is it male, female? Human, dwarf?
It is an elder woman.
Elder human?
Human, yeah.
Is there anyone of authority around the body?
Yeah,
soldier
just as you are getting closer, then militia type garbed folks. All right, everyone, move on. There's nothing going on here. You halfling, move away.
Cuddy. I'm Cuddy. Yeah, we're just here to help.
Oh, yeah.
Whatever. Do you need us to do some crowd control for you? Put some people back?
The people have started to disperse as this.
See how efficient we are? That is something. What do you think happened there? Who did that? How did they die?
There has been a few murders over last few months in 10 towns, and she was the sacrifice for last night, so
it's like she got sacrificed.
I'm hoping
after
that Oriel is satisfied with this, but this is not how this is supposed to happen.
Oh, Oriel the Frost
Have you
Maiden.
tried just not killing anyone?
Have you seen the kind of weather we're having? Oriel is definitely not happy with something, and if this is how we can save most of the people, then unfortunately this is what we will do.
Are there any signs that she was stabbed or bludgeoned or strangled or cause of death? Anything I can tell?
So this person leans over, and he kind of moves away a little bit of the clothing here and there, and he says, just like the others, stab wounds. And as he shows a stab wound in the in the upper shoulder, you can see that around the stab wound is almost like a pattern of frost that has kind of grown from that wound. Missed, just like the others.
I whisper to Malcolm, what do you think of that?
I don't know. Maybe it's that Oriole getting revenge. You said that she tried to run away?
Yes, yeah.
Not be sacrificed?
She managed to get away. I'm not quite sure how she did it, but she did manage to get away. Obviously, somehow got tracked down, and she wasn't here last night. Couldn't find her anywhere in town. Yet here she is now.
I don't think we should jump to conclusions that it was the Frost Maiden herself that did something like this. I mean, a ray of frost cantrip could stab something like that.
Are you one of them magic types?
Well, my magic is in my ukulele. Sorry, ukulele.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, this has happened in other towns, though, right? Not just yours.
Yes, we have caught word of it happening in the other towns. East Haven comes to mind, but I can't recall the other.
Dougan's Hole, perhaps?
No. They don't sacrifice people there. They don't have that problem.
So this only happened in places that sacrifice people, as opposed to heat or food.
Yes, yeah. Dougan's Hole, they sacrifice warmth on the night of the new moon.
Well, we'll keep our eyes peeled. Are you in charge of the investigation here, or will there be one?
I will let the speaker know what's going on here. Speaker Shane, Duvessa Shane is her name.
Okay. Well, if we find any information that would prove useful to getting to the bottom of this, we'll certainly pass it along.
Yeah,
What do you think, Malcolm?
Come and see me. Sheriff Southwell is my name. If you catch any word in your travels and you know things that I need to know, then you let me know.
I bow with a flourish. Pleasure to meet you, Sheriff. Buddy Tallow-Fist, renowned bard and minstrel, at your service.
Sheriff Markham Southwell. I'm not at your service, per se.
Well, I'm at yours. And, of course, this is my companion, my travel companion, Malcolm.
Has Malcolm made his
hungry.
way up to the... I mean, a lot of the crowd has...
Oh, yeah.
A lot of the crowd has dispersed somewhat, so...
Yeah, I've kind of made my way up to where Cuddy's been talking. I'm kind of standing behind him.
Okay.
I just kind of give a little nod and like, yeah, Malcolm hungry.
Is there a place
Damn
we can get a spot to eat that isn't owned by Scramsack?
Isn't.
I had some problems with at the old Norfolk, eh?
Yeah.
Well, I suppose I could take you in to the House of the Morning Lord and see what I can cobble together there for you.
Well, that would be greatly appreciated, Sheriff. Thank you. We are, as we walk, Cuddy continues, we're on our way to Dougan's Hole, actually. Heard there were some issues with winter wolves, dire wolves there. Have you heard anything? That nature?
I don't know how those small towns handle this. If I were them, I'd just abandon the place and I'll set up shop. We'll make the walls bigger. I don't know. It's some of the smaller towns. Dougan's Hole is one of the smallest in the area.
So, while we're on our way there, you don't have any business or interest in Dougan's Hole that we could assist you with?
I'm busy enough here in Bryn Shander. I don't have time for other towns' issues.
Fair enough.
You
All
walk
right.
through the town. You see, some decent houses, some a little more run down than others. You do end up at this converted house that when you walk in, you can see that it has been converted into a place of worship. And Mishan will take care of you here.
Thank you.
We sit down, or while we wait, Cuddy reaches into his pouch and pulls out the ring that he had taken from the knucklehead shroud on the wall.
Okay.
The inn. He inspects it and then hands it over to Malcolm to look at as well. See if we can figure out, is there anything recognizable, or can we tell anything about the ring?
It is it has the look of a signet ring. Definitely, fine engraved, possibly with a nobility connection to it. It definitely is not just an ordinary plain ring.
Well, I could delve into my bag of magic songs and identify this ring.
Yeah, looks like we got a minute for
I
breakfast.
do
here.
so. I cast identify on the ring.
Miss Shan does approach you. She is an older human, female. She approaches you. But it's good of the sheriff to bring you here. I'm thankful to the Morning Lord that you were here with us. And it looks like you might be in need of some food, or...
For which we would happily make a
Indeed.
donation to the Morning Lord, man.
Oh, yes.
Thank you for your hospitality.
The Morning Lord is pleased with that donation. Let me just... I will help. She turns around and claps. Copper! Copper! Get here now. From the back of the... Remember, there's a converted house. So from the back through a door comes a small rock gnome. And, yes. What does Mishan want? Copper. These good travelers need food and drink. What? I will find something.
Thank you, Copper.
You say thank you, and he just looks at you, turns around, and shambles back into the room. He's wearing a fairly fuzzy suit. It looks somewhat haphazardly put together. It makes him look kind of like a bit of a, a Valley Village teddy bear that's been on the shelf for a long time, kind of thing.
Rock gnomes, an acquired taste.
And Michonne, she kind of rolls her eyes. Copper will bring you the food, I'm sure, but I must get back to my morning prayers, and if you'll excuse me. And to which she goes back to a fairly modest shrine in the corner of the main room. A few minutes later, Copper comes back out carrying a tray, kind of plunks it down. Anything else you need?
What's on the tray?
Food. Take a look, it's right there.
We didn't quite get the ale that we usually have in the morning. Do you have anything like that here?
Miss Shan wouldn't allow ale here. Gotta go.
I'm not talking to Miss Shan. Huh?
I don't know nothing. Maybe the Norfolk, they'll have something for you.
I don't know about that.
No, not so sure. Thank you, little one.
Little one. That's very condescending. I gotta say, don't need to call him little.
I always forget that.
Adventurers.
Yep.
Maybe,
have an adventure that needs adventuring?
Yeah. And he kind of checks to see that Miss Shauna is not looking at him. Look, I got a friend named Macretus. Macretus. He says it really clearly. He's
Macretus.
He's up in the wilderness at an old cabin doing research. If you happen to be by this cabin, maybe just check in on him.
Yeah, we could do that. Sorry, where's the cabin by?
Well, you got a map there.
Yeah.
And
Where's it by?
What's that?
Yeah, I kind of lay out the map and I'm like, yeah, where's this cabin? Huh?
So,
we're on our way to Dougan's Hole. Is it on the way there?
No, not on the way to Dougan's Hole. Oh. He, on your map, he points his, fairly stout finger. He points just north of Mare Dualden. North of Lonelywood, I think, along the river there. Going north. Yeah. Pretty sure
We'll check in on you, friend.
Pretty sure the cabin's somewhere around there. Macretus. Just check in on him,
Copper, do you know what he's researching? This your friend? What he's doing up there?
He's trying to build something. Maybe, I'm not exactly sure what it is, but he's building something. I think he's trying to see if maybe he can build something. Yeah. Maybe to see if he can end this winter. I don't know nothing about that kind of thing. I just am stuck here helping with chores. But maybe you can check in on him.
Cretus gnome as well.
Okay.
Well, we'll figure it out. And we'll pop in on your friend. Let him know you're thinking about
There's
him.
not going to be that many cabins up there with guys in it named Macretus, okay?
Okay.
Deductive
We got you. Hey, thanks for the grub.
What do we owe you for the food,
Thanks for the
or what
grub.
sort of donation should we make?
Look,
What makes sense?
you check in on McCretus, and I'm sure Miss Shan will be happy to help you out however she can.
Is Macretus a friend of hers as well?
Yeah, she's stuck for that kind of thing.
All right. Well, thank you. I think we eat our meal finally.
Throw a cup of copper. She won't know. She won't know whether it's copper, silver, gold, whatever. Just throw it in there.
All right.
And
I
he
reach into my bag and put some silver out there.
Okay. Yeah, so you eat your meal. It's not the best meal. It's, kind of older bread and not very warm food necessarily. But it fills you up for the day.
Okay. Well,
All right.
I think you and your companion from yesterday, you guys were looking at going to Dougan's Hole. Think that still makes sense, Malcolm?
Yeah, that's what we had talked about. I think so. I think it'd probably be, wolves. Like, come on, wolves, right? We
I
fought
can
worse on the
soothe the
trail. Yeah.
savage
Oh, you
beast
weren't
with
here
my
yesterday.
music.
No. Yeah. Yeah.
Trying.
Yeah. I've missed that ringing through
Yeah.
my ears. That's for sure.
I'm immune to sarcasm. All right.
Oh, really?
I tend not
Thought
to
you were just
indulge it.
sarcasm resistant.
So I'll take everything at face value. Thank you. So as we leave, we mentioned a Miss Shane.
Miss Shan.
Shan, we are on our way to Dougan's Hole. Can you tell us how far it is from here?
Oh, it is quite a walk. A good 6 hours, but, well, you do have snowshoes, I see. That should speed up your travel. But if you were able to find a sled or a mount, that would definitely help. Otherwise, it'll take you a good 5-6 hours to get there. And
know of anyone-
that would just get you to Goodmead. It's another 3 or so hours to Dougan's Hole.
Know of anyone heading in that direction that we could accompany?
I'm unaware. I'd stay here to convene with the Morning Lord.
All right. Well, we thank her and take our leave.
Mm. 6 hours, that's a lot of walking. Do we want to stop by? Maybe see if the dwarves can help us out at all? Point us in the right direction?
I suppose that's not a bad idea. I don't know how the dwarves, they look like they usually walk anyway. We could talk to them. I don't know.
You might know who in town or give us a good word or something.
Okay, lead the way, Malcolm.
All right. Lead back to the dwarf forge there. Black iron blades.
Right.
Knock on the door and talk to is it Garn?
Garn is the blacksmith. There's Elza. That was there as well. And Elza.
Elza and Garn.
Oh, you are back so soon. Oh, thank you for bringing the ingots. That was a big help.
How about you got any buddy that you know's going down to Dougan's Hole? Maybe he could give us a ride on a wagon or a sled or something like that.
Well, you are able to. I'm sure there are some you could rent a dog sled from. Have either of you manned a dog sled?
Can't say I have.
Uh, is it anything like a boat? No.
I guess it's a boat for the snow.
Could we hire a driver for that sled?
That is a good question. You know, you'd have to pay. It would cost a day's travel with a driver. But between the two of you, I think you'd probably need, if you're with a driver, you'd need more than one sled. If just the two of you go, then I
Very
suppose
little.
one sled would do the trick. You could rent one out.
Where can we rent these?
I think we have one out back. It has to be, we rent it out for a couple of coin a day. But
Where do we get the dogs?
I think that comes with it.
yeah, we do have some dogs out back that, when we need an errand run, then we hire a driver. But
Do you have any business there that we could do on your behalf? Up that way?
no, not at this point. We're pretty happy to have those ingots. And, Garn's been working hard. And you see in the back, Garn is just pounding away and quickly kind of, going through weapon and a shield. And just there's like a pile of weapons nearby.
Who's getting all those, by the way?
Oh, we sell them. I ain't seen a cheaper blade in 10 towns than what you can get here. So lots of people buy them.
What do you think, Malcolm? Feel that
Yeah, might as well.
you can ride snow with dogs as you could ocean with a boat?
I'm pretty sure it's the exact same thing.
Probably the same thing.
You know what? Tell you what, you guys did a great help for us. Bring those ingots. So I'm going to cut the cost of renting our sled and our dogs in half. How's that?
Well, we don't know what the hole is, so
Good point. Look, normally it's, 5 gold a day, and it's going to at least take you a day there, a day back. I'm assuming you got other things you got to do there. You give me 10 gold, and upon return, I will give you 5 of your gold back. And just try not to be gone too long. And make sure the dogs stay fed.
is there a place there that will tend to the dogs when we get there?
Well, I'm sure there are friendly folk in Dougan's Hole.
All right. Go ahead, Cuddy.
Well, all right.
Pay her.
What?
Put on our deposit. Come on.
I dropped my gold from 12 to 2. This is getting a little light. But, well, you've worked with this person before, so I trust your judgment, Malcolm. As long as I get 5 gold back, I think that's not a bad deal. It'll save us some time.
Yeah, we'll get it back. probably some work to be done there, so we'll get some coin and make some coin off of it, hopefully. All right. Well, Elza, show us the dogs and show us how to harness them, and we'll be on our way.
Okay, so there's a little bit of a dog training montage happening here. Maybe, I'm not sure what would be the appropriate music for that. Some kind of 80s, like Don't Stop Believin' or something like that, maybe.
Maybe Cheers. Making your way in the world today.
Oh, nice.
Everything you
Yeah.
got.
Okay, that's good. Yeah, I thought at first that Tears for Fears.
Shout.
Yeah. Everybody wants to.
We shout at the dogs,
dog
okay?
sled.
We shout, let it all out.
Yeah. Mush.
By the way,
mush.
I did cast right when we met Priestess. I did cast Identify on that ring.
Okay. And there's nothing magical about it. It is a fine ring, but beyond the finery of what you can, see just by holding it, Identify doesn't tell you anything else.
Okay. And I can't.
Some lesser noble looking for it. Or
can't
something.
tell anything of the signet. Any sort of
no.
recognition.
At this point, you're fairly, ignorant about those kind of things in the area. So.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
What do you do with it? Where do you put it?
Well, I'm tempted to bring it into our dwarf friend here and see what she thinks it's worth.
Well, let's do it when we get back. How about that?
Tuck it in my pouch on my belt.
Okay. So Elza has prepared for you a sled with a few rather frisky and excited dogs, and she shows you about how to get them to stop and start and turn, and helps you to get to know the dogs a little bit.
Is there any ration or kibble?
Yeah,
we can
she
feed
gives you a
the
little bit of kibble in a small leather sack. So it should be good for the day. That will get you to Dougan's Hole for sure.
Okay.
This will cut down some time.
Let's
I
be
think
on our way.
you better drive,
Yeah.
so to speak.
Maybe between the two of us, you keep an eye on them, and I'll keep an eye
I think
ahead.
I should play my instrument and just soothe the savage beast with my melodious music.
Well, these are hardly savage beasts.
I just want an excuse to play.
They're quite excited and yappy.
Let's give it a go. All right, I kind of take out my map, and I guess we kind of lead them to the edge of town and go through the gates.
So do you go out the north end, because you are pretty close to the north gate here, or do you go through town down to the all the way down to the south end?
There's only the north gate and the east gate, or sorry, north and south.
Oh yes, there is an east gate, which then leads to the Eastway. So you head through town, you head to the center, where kind of the various branches of town meet, and you make your way down the road heading east to the gate. You get to the walls. Once again, they're quite large walls, a double layer of walls, quite thick, fairly tall. and you are now outside of the East Gate.
All right, let's see how these things go.
Okay, so Malcolm is driving and Cuthbert is singing to the dogs.
Yeah.
Is that true? Yeah.
Yeah, my bardic
why not?
inspiration. I'm gonna prep that in case my animal handling friend here needs add some bardic inspiration to their ability at check. So I out of the gate sing for 10 minutes to create bardic inspiration.
Okay. And so you travel. You head east. It is, mid-morning, let's say. About an hour into the travel, you do get a feeling that the dogs are getting a little... You can feel that they are starting to slow down a little bit. A little more whiny, less yappy. A little more whiny.
All right. How are we at the crossroads after an hour of travel?
No, it's going to take you about another hour or so to get there.
Okay.
Yeah. But the dogs
I think we push on, we get to the crossroads.
Dogs are starting to...
Really wimpy dogs. Only go 1 hour. Come on.
We'll get them to the crossroads.
What would they do on the
then
Iditarod?
we'll take a rest and feed them.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And you continue. You do see a few other travelers out and about today. It is there's a bit of a cold breeze, gentle snow falling, but once again the sun is somewhat blocked out. It's miserable and yet still not as miserable as you've seen it and as you imagine it could be. Within this next hour, the dogs start to really slow down and they kind of are looking over their shoulder back at you. And and at one point, they just stop. They just kind of end up stopping in the tracks. And as they stop, another person coming the opposite way, heading west, they pull over. You gotta feed your dogs. And when's the last time you fed them?
Yeah.
And he kind of quickly takes some
They
kibble
got
out.
fed when we left Branchander.
He takes some kibble out and he
like
feeds the dogs, and they need a little rest. You can't push them too hard. There's thick snow.
Well, yeah, I suppose we shouldn't
Okay.
push inferior dogs. You are right. Thank you for your time, sir.
These are fine dogs. Not as good as mine here, but these are fine dogs. And
We appreciate. We're novices at this. I'm Cuddy Tallow-Fist at your service.
yeah, I know time to talk.
Okay, well, time to talk. It was a pleasure to meet you.
No, I don't have. My first name is Don't Have. My last name is Time to Talk.
Okay, Don't've. Appreciate it, and thanks for sharing your kibble, Don't've.
Yeah, look, you got any spare kibble? You need some more?
Well, to be frank, as long as there's kibble to be had at Dougan's Hole, we should be fine to get there. That's where we're journeying to today.
Mm-hmm. I'll leave you a little bit. Look, I don't care much for people who don't take care of the dogs, but I do care for these dogs. So, take this kibble. Be smart about the dogs.
Righto.
And he hops back on his sled and continues west. The dogs, although they're happy now that they've eaten, they're sitting down in the snow, and their heads are down. They're panting a little bit less. They need a short rest. And you were out in the snow, and it's, but you do have your warm clothing, so you do manage to hang in there.
Well,
Is there anything you need to do during your short rest?
can I learn my identify spell back? Or do I gain back my
I think it's a long rest.
my bardic inspiration? Does that come back after a short rest?
No, I think that's a long rest as well. I could be wrong.
I think it's a
on that.
long rest too. I think when you give bardic inspiration, that I have it for like 8 hours or something.
No, 10
Or
minutes.
6 hours.
10
Maybe
minutes.
It's just an hour.
Yeah.
All right. Well, maybe
Maybe Cuthbert can entertain, people that are walking along the Eastway and travelers. Put out your ukulele case.
that's right. Ukulele.
Yeah.
So, this classic was written
That'd be
by
great.
the great Spellswell the Wizard.
Oh,
It was a little
a
something like this.
Spellswell original. Are we going to hear it?
Yeah, it's called "I'm a Drunk and She's My Booze."
Wait, there's the same guy that sold you guys the map?
Well, yeah, he's a
cartographer.
quite a
It's not
performer.
really that famous.
Cartographer, a calligrapher, and a songwriter.
He's a Renaissance man.
Wow. All right, let's
Absolutely.
hear the first verse.
She's done her time and she's paid her dues and she's earned every one of her tattoos. If I was a painter, she would be my muse. If I was a magician, she would be my ruse. Since I'm neither, this is what I'll do. I'm a drunk and she's my booze. Woo! I'm a drunk and she's my booze.
And at that, the dogs kind of, stand up on all fours and, oh!
All right, howling time. Light it up.
Yeah. And they feel they're looking ready to go.
You're energized.
Yeah. So they you get the dogs all ready again. Hey, nice. And they start heading east again on the Eastway. In about another hour is where you hit the crossroads. And,
all right.
There is a
Take a kind of short break there and give them a little bit of food.
Okay. You see a signpost. To the east is East Haven. South is Good Mead and Dougan's Hole. North is Koenig and Dinaval, I think.
Lonelywood?
Lonelywood is way west, northwest.
The other side.
Yeah. So you do see signposts telling you where you could go.
I guess we head south.
And south, yeah.
Okay.
We do take a little bit of break and give them, give the dogs just, I give them just a handful each, just kind of, okay, come on.
Okay. So after, about another 45 minutes, an hour, you definitely are traveling faster thanks to being on the dog sled. You do end up in a small town called Goodmead.
Oh.
You can see the shield is of like a a flagon with an kind of antler type handle. And yeah, people are milling about, etc.
All right. Well, we need a place to rest and have a drink.
Feed the
A town
dogs.
called
And
Goodmead.
you said it was an hour that we'd been traveling since the crossroads. Sorry.
Yeah, it'd be about another hour or two to Dougan's Hole.
2 hours on foot to Dougan's Hole.
No, I think it's 4 hours between Goodmead and Dougan's Hole. Oh, yeah. So it'd be 2 hours on the sled.
All right. Yeah, we'll feed and water the dog. Go in for a pint. What's the?
Yeah,
Let's
so
get a drink.
This town
Get
is
some
not
warm
overly big.
lunch.
You are heading through, let's say, a main thoroughfare street that has a few buildings to your south lined along the street, several buildings along the north. You do see a fairly substantially sized building kind of in the more south area of the town. There are a couple there.
Any place that looks like it's
Gee.
open for business in terms of food and drink.
Yeah, so you come across a place with a dangling sign that etched into it is Mead Hall.
I guess if you're gonna call yourself good mead, gotta have good mead, and Mead Hall makes sense. Not too imaginative, but
You
I've
do
been on
notice
plenty
that
of boats that's just been called, my
Malcolm, who are
mama's
you
boat.
talking to?
I'm just talking, okay?
Are you
I'm just
talking to me?
Uh,
I'm sorry.
It's cold it's cold on the
Whoa,
fucking
whoa.
back of the sled,
Clean it up.
man.
so
You
You're
ain't
getting a little
carrying your
salty.
part of the conversation, so I'm sorry. I'm gonna get
Okay, well, why
I'm
don't
just
you
a
go
bit
in
grumpy,
and
okay?
get us some food,
These
and I'll
dogs.
stay with the dogs and
Okay,
tell them that
okay.
we need a
I'll go in and get us some
drink.
booze. You feed the dogs, yeah.
something that catches your attention as you're traveling through this town is that there are bees everywhere. There are bees flying around, and
The middle of winter?
You see some beehives, next to houses, etc.
That's odd.
Well, you gotta make the meat somehow, don't you? But yeah, where are they? Where are the bees? That is, yeah.
I've never
They have a
seen
big
bees bees in
greenhouse. What are they
wintertime.
doing?
Have you?
As you approach the Mead Hall, the buzzing sound of the bees becomes quite a bit louder. And yeah, it's like this constant drone that's going
Yeah. Malcolm, why don't you go in there and I'll stay here and feed the dogs. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Make my way inside, trying not to disturb the bees.
through. Okay. You enter into the meat hall, and you have come in the middle of a conversation. There's a dwarf, and there's a small crowd of people standing around. A dwarf and a gnome, a couple of humans, etc., hanging around. And they're having conversation, and they definitely all seem quite involved and interested. And one is saying, Shander would make the best speaker. But, in other words, Shander is wanted for murder. We can't have a murderer be the speaker. Well, someone has to replace Kendrick. What about Olivessa? And one of the elf pipes up. Olivessa does not want to be the town speaker, but she might end up doing it. Hopefully these things can be decided before the election happens. And they turn to see... sorry, Malcolm, you've entered?
Yeah.
Okay, Malcolm has entered. Oh, traveler. The sound of the bees is quite loud in here, and you see that there are several beehives that are all around a kind of a central hearth area. It's quite warm in here. Bees just kind of buzzing around in the room, but the other people, they don't think anything of it.
Kind of like, just looking at them like, oh, okay. We're looking for a couple of mugs of mead and some warm food on our way down to Dougan's Hole. Can you help us out?
This is the finest mead in 10 towns, it is. It's, as you can see, our specialty is a good honey mead. I'm sure you've had some, but we don't... yeah, we have some at the moment. Just one for yourself?
Two for me and one for my short friend there. And do you have a bowl of something hot or some hot meat on the roast? Good bit of fish or something?
Suppose we could whip something up.
Bread and cheese will do. Shouts Cuddy from the doorway.
I just heard someone yell bread and cheese.
And hot food. I don't know what he's talking about.
Maybe an apple.
I suppose we could put something together. It's not typically what we do here, but Dean, you are travelers. Do you not have rations with you?
We got some, but we've been on the road all day, and what I'm saying here is a hot meal and a cup of mead would really do us good. Can you do it?
In a pinch, I suppose.
I'm okay. Is there another place where I can get a hot meal that would be easier? We're weary from the road, and we still have another couple hours on the sled.
Off to Dougan's Hole, are you?
Yeah, heard there's some wolf problems down there.
It's unfortunate, but good riddance to them, I say. Well,
Good riddance to the wolves or to the people of Dougan's Hole?
Dougan's Hole. Yeah.
Oh.
Problems between these two towns go way back. See the lake out there, and you see that the Mead Hull is kind of on the shore of a frozen lake. It's that lake there. It's called the Red Waters. You know, I got its name.
Is the waters red?
From the blood of the people who fought between these towns. But I apologize for getting too heavy. Just don't trust the people in Dougan's Hole if I were you.
Okay, we'll watch our backs. So, that mead.
Yes, Yeah, sorry, I don't mean to burden you with extra problems. Yes, we got some mead, and they, have a barrel there, a keg, and they get some mead out of, and pour it for you, bring it to you. He said, you need some for the friend out there?
Yeah, a little one for him too.
And,
Little one.
I like how
You're little,
Cuthbert
you're
is
small.
like, what? What's that?
Get over it.
Cheese, bread, and an apple. All I need.
And
Cheese,
so
bread, and an apple for him if you got it.
he goes back and finds something for you. And, it's obviously a makeshift meal. And, well, hopefully this will do the trick. Look. About 5 silver. I'll cover it.
I think it's your turn to pay,
5
Malcolm.
silver, okay. Yeah, it is. All right. Aren't you outside with the dogs? What are you doing in here?
I'm shouting from the doorway, and the dogs are all around me trying to see what's going on.
All right. I put the coin down on the table for him and bring the food over to Cuddy at the doorway there.
So this town doesn't do any business. Dougan's Hole,
I don't know. Sounds like things are kind of not good between Good Mead and Dougan's Hole, so they have some sort of rivalry going on or something like that.
We eat our food, give the dogs sufficient rest, and push on, I'd say.
Right.
Slam back the mead.
Okay, so you continue down the main road and you head toward Dougan's Hole. About another hour and a half, 2 hours of traveling. I suspect that you pull over for the dogs to rest partway through. Sorry, the book says dogs need a short rest every hour. Now, I don't think it's short rest as in the technical 1 hour short rest.
Yeah, it's a recess.
Yeah. That's my guess. Because 1 hour for travel for 1 hour rest is pretty brutal.
You just walk.
Freaking dogs. They should have cats.
Yeah.
And so you do end up in a small town, even smaller looking than Goodmead was. Really just, a dozen, maybe a dozen and a half fairly ramshackle buildings, etc. And also on the shore of that same lake there.
So is it late afternoon?
It would be late afternoon right now. You make your way to the center of the town where you see, there's really not even any buildings that really, stand out. There's one fairly larger, I should say, larger building in the center of town. Kneeled outside at the door is a woman weeping and, please, speaker, help my children, help them. But she's just kind of, it's like she's given up and she's sitting at the door of the
larger,
more
house?
slightly more refined home, and pleading and weeping. You can see bags under her eyes, and she's huddled up trying to withstand the cold. They're just kids.
Oh,
Please.
Buddy jumps off and rushes to her side.
Oh,
Madam, what's wrong? And I need to get in this house.
well, the speaker won't listen to me. The speaker's done nothing to help. They were taken. They've been gone for a couple days now.
Who took them, and who are you talking about?
Oh, I think the wolves have taken them.
Oh.
Silja and Finn, my children. They've been gone for days, and the speaker will do nothing. Speaker won't send anyone out. And she says that they're most likely dead by now, and why would they waste people?
Oh dear.
Maybe you can help.
We'll certainly do what we can. We need to speak to your speaker, so to speak.
I've been trying.
What is your speaker's
but she
name?
ignores me. Speaker.
Is her name Shane?
Speaker Dermot.
Yeah, the point is probably Dermot.
Jermoot.
Dermot. Durmoot. Dermot.
Okay. Madam, are one of these homes yours?
Yes, but I've been here all night pleading with the speaker, and she won't even open the door.
Let us approach the speaker on your behalf. Tell us where you live, and we'll check in on you after and fill you in with what we'll do next. We won't leave you your plight to face it alone.
Oh, that is very kind of you. I just want my children back. They're all I have left.
Well, we'll see what befell them, but certainly wolves, it is a terrible situation.
She, with her finger shaking, she points to a house that you can see pretty small, very run down. That one there, that is my home, but I will be out here until the speaker comes to see me. I can't leave them out there.
Well, I think it would be best if we approach the speaker on your behalf. We don't want Vermouth to continue to avoid you.
Oh, thank you, good travelers. What are your names?
I couldn't hear you there.
What? Sorry, she was so overcome by emotion that she could barely get the words out. What are your names?
I am Putty Tallowfist, bard and musician at your service.
Oh, that is a good name. A good name. And you, sir, what is your name?
My name is Malcolm. And we heard about these wolves, so we're going to check it out.
Oh, thank you. Silja and Finn. Yeah, I know that they're still alive. I know that they are. I can feel it. But I just need someone to help.
We'll do what we can. We'll meet you at your house.
Oh, thank you. That is kind of you. And
so we wait,
shivering and clutching herself to keep herself warm. She walks off and toward that house that she had pointed to, sniffing and whimpering a little bit.
All right. Is the door barred or locked?
it, well, no, it's not barred from the outside. If that's what you
From
mean.
the is there a lock on it, or is it just something barred from the inside, keeping it
I
from being?
see. I see. Yeah, so you try and open it, and you do feel like, yes, there is a something preventing him from opening.
All right. Okay, Muscles, bang on the door.
I go over to it and just give it a hefty thump, thump, thump.
Vermouth. You seek an answer to your wolf problem.
You hear the bar on the backside, the wood, from the wood, I don't know what you'd call that. This part, from this part, sliding up.
Okay.
I didn't research in medieval interiors prior to this session.
Okay.
Whoops, my bad. Right. And so the door opens slightly. Oh, she's finally gone. Hun, what is it? What is it that you want?
Let us in, Speaker Demoot. We're here to talk about some business.
And she opens the door to let you in. And closes it right away. Now that you're in.
Right. What is a little more opulent than the other houses?
Not really. Like, this is even, yeah. Like I said, even compared to Goodmead, this is a bit of a step down.
We hear that poor woman outside. Wolves carrying off her children. Is that what happened?
She's living in denial. There's no way those children are yet alive. It's been a couple days. Carried off by wolves. I've never heard of kids come back from such a fate.
Well, maybe she needs some closure there. I can appreciate that, can't you?
Look, Dougan's Hole can't muster up the militia to deal with such a thing. We are underfed. Our food has been being taken, and we are all fairly weak. We're doing what we can to survive here, but those wolves have been making it even harder. Taking things, taking food, and now taking children. But perhaps, as awful as it is to say it, perhaps those children will be enough sustenance that the wolves will leave us alone for a couple days. It sounds
right,
like
that was
it's an
terrible
awful
thing
means
to
to an
say.
end.
Woman, Speaker, we can go and investigate these wolves. It's only going to cost you a little bit of coin, and we'll get it done, and hopefully at least bring comfort one way or another to this woman. Bring back her children or the sad news that they have passed on. We could do this little operation for a small amount, say 50 gold.
She, upon hearing the 50 gold, she just like, I have no gold to give. We barely have food. If we had gold, we could at least feed the people here. I cannot afford such a thing. You will have to deal with it with Hilda. I cannot be part of this.
Hilda's that Hilda's the lady that lost the kids?
Yes, that is her name.
Huh. Well, what have you got? Because listen, we put down some gold in order to get the dogs to come out here.
I'm afraid there's nothing I can give. As I said, this town is struggling to feed ourselves. I suppose if you come back and if you were to solve this problem, which we've been plagued by for the last while.
When we solve the problem.
I appreciate the hopeful attitude, but if you've lived here long enough, a hopeful attitude doesn't get you anywhere. But sure, when you solve the problem in a couple months' time, I might be able to reward you, but for now, that might be nothing more than an empty promise, so I do not wish to make such a thing.
The fool's errand come in here.
No,
And look at Cuddy.
Dermot, I understand. And Malcolm, honestly, we're here to solve problems, not create them. And it looks like you've got your share of problems. But I'll tell you, Dermot, hiding in your homes, getting weaker and weaker, while these wolves and whatever drives them continues to rob you of your livelihood in town, that's no way to solve a problem. We have to be proactive, don't we? Tell us where these wolves are. We'll check it out. If there's a way that we can help good people, we will. And, of course, good people will reward that, hopefully sooner rather than later, but I can understand your situation. Don't you want to try to get yourself out of it?
I've been at this too long to have any sense of hope. I appreciate that you have come into this situation with a sense of optimism, but I cannot afford any more. If you were to bring the children back, I would be amazed, number one, and happy for Hilda for sure, but it doesn't mean that our problems won't stop. Those wolves have been causing many issues for our people for too long, and we are weak.
Well, that's just it. We're not here just to return children. We're here to deal with the wolf problem. All right, Malcolm? Is that why we're here? Is that why we traveled hours and hours?
Here to make some I kind of lean over to him, lean down to him. I'm like, Cuddy, we were here to make some damn money. We're going to lose 5 gold if we make it back. But yeah, we're here for doing good or something like that.
The good people of Dougan's Hole, I'm sure they're better than good Mead.
So you are aware of the rivalry between our two towns, I suppose.
We had a run-in with those jerks on the way here.
That is a tale from long ago, but some people have continued to spread that animosity for all these years. If you, as I said, in a few months' time, if you return, I hope I can scrounge together something for you. In the meantime, our people, we survive on the knucklehead trout that we can fish out of the red waters. And there's not much else here for anybody.
Where are these wolves? We'll decide if we can help you or not.
We have tracked them heading west.
Is that into some mountains?
Maybe not as far as the mountains, but It is a that is, I'm not sure exactly how far they've gone. That's just where we've seen them heading toward.
You don't think your rivalry with Goodmead could not be involved with these wolves, could they?
I do not put any kind of weight on old stories such as that, and we have too many things to worry about in the here and now. I do not have time to concern myself with stories of the past.
Is there a place to seek some shelter for the night? We might even buy some of that knucklehead trout you speak of.
That is, if we could find any for sale. I believe the fishers, they catch it for their own family's stock, and not much gets sold. The winter has been very harsh here in Dougan's Hole.
Is there a place we can bed down for the night?
To be honest, not that I know of. I guess you could talk to Hilda herself. But there is no inn or tavern here.
Town without a tavern. It's hard to hear. Turn to Malcolm and say, well, what do you say? Do we camp just outside of town? Do you try to get a little closer to where these wolves are and see what's up?
I think we try to see if we stay for the night with the crying widow there and head out tomorrow to look for the wolves. Don't think we should be out
potion of
indoors.
Animal friendship that you came across yesterday on your adventures. That could come in very useful.
That's true. You should have that. Make sure you have that close at hand.
Yeah.
Well, do we dare sleep for the night, or do we go after these wolves right now? About what time is it now? Is it like dinner time? Is it late afternoon?
Later afternoon, yeah. Later afternoon.
Well, we could go and investigate the wolves now.
Well, if the wolves have been ravaging this town, perhaps they'll be coming tonight to investigate it further, and us.
Well, I do have this. I'll hold up my my trap that I have.
Oh.
Hunting trap. Perhaps we can trap one of them.
Trapper. Maybe we should just get on with it. Let's head west.
All right.
See if we can pick up a trail and see if we can find their lair.
Okay, so you head out of the speaker's house?
Yeah, we stopped by Hilda's and mentioned to her that we heard that wolves are west, and we intend to not wait any longer.
Okay.
Pursue them.
And she thanks you from the bottom of her heart. She's, tears streaming down her face, but you see a little glimmer of joy in those tears, and maybe a little bit of hope, etc. As you walk through the town, you do manage to walk by. There are a couple people out in the street, and you overhear a little bit of conversation. First of all, you hear from one of the locals saying, I don't know how many there are, but them wolves are as big as horses, I hear. And another one responds, they know words and everything. They got a mighty vocabulary, them wolves. Another one chimes in, those dang winter wolves say they ain't giving back the kids till the town coughs up a king's ransom in food. And gold. There's no food or gold here. This town barely got enough to feed its own. Ain't no one allowed to leave town. And wolves are vowing to kill anyone who even tries.
Oh, that's...
Some days you really step right into it, don't you, Cuddy?
Are you kidding? Talking wolves, holding people for ransom? This is fantastic. Think of the story this is going to make. Think of the tale that I can tell of our adventure here now. This is why we do this. He slaps Malcolm on the elbow. But I'm amazed that we hear of these strange, large, maybe they're werewolves, winter wolves, what have you. If they talk and they're intelligent and they want ransom, well, those children might be alive. I'm amazed that the speaker didn't know anything about this. Maybe that speaker is more inclined to hide in her house than do anything else. So,
Indeed, I think so.
As we continue out of town, I turn and I shout at the town center at any townsfolk who are standing by. We are off to deal with your wolf problem. Wish us well.
And a couple of people are like, what? Oh boy. Oh, I don't think this is going to turn out so well.
You're right. Those wolves won't know what hit them. Or mighty Cuddy, Tallow Fist, Ard, with the rapier and the magic to match, and his traveling companion Malcolm, shall deal with this wolf problem once and for all.
And out of the very small crowd, I mean, this whole town is maybe around 50 people, right? So, out of this small group of that, you heard these people talking. A younger boy steps out and, go get him! Go get those wolves!
Yeah. All right. That's the spirit. Good to see there's still a spark of life in this town. You're not done yet.
As he does that, a father grabs him on the shoulder and pulls him back into, and, is kind of put his hand on his head, and he's talking to the child a little bit. You can see a stern expression on the father's face. So I'm thinking that maybe we stop here for the night, because if we continue on to the next thing, then
there's a fight.
Lots of things are going to happen. Maybe not a fight. Doesn't have to be a fight. Doesn't have to be.
We have animal friendship. Hello.
They're not necessarily animals anymore. They can talk to us and hold children for ransom.
But we also have you around to sweet talk a whole bunch of stuff.
That is your secret weapon. Uh-huh. Yep.
So, for those of you watching now or in the future, thanks for hanging out with us. That was a fun role-playing session. And I think quite a lot of information happened too in some of the different aspects of the story, which is always good.
That's right. They're looking for a new speaker.
Yeah. Thanks to Viva Puffs for being the unofficial sponsor. There they are. Nice. A little bit more in front of your face. Right now, it just says Viva Uffs. There we go. Viva Puffs. They're marshmallows. And we will be back, I believe, in 2 weeks as you've been do this. But who knows? We might be back sooner if we decide that we want to play the rest of this one sooner. Maybe whenever. I don't know when. But probably in 2 weeks on Friday. So, from myself at Midlife Dices, thanks, Rob. Good to see you again. Thanks, Tom.
Good to see you.
So, thanks, everybody. And have a good one.
Bye.
See, we need a sign-off thing. On Smartless, they do the bye.
Viva Puffs!
No, that's...
Viva!
Dynamic duo!
That's right. Okay.
Dynamic
Bye, everybody.
duo!
Boom.